My name's Yvette Arellano, and I am a policy and grassroots advocate with Texas Environmental Justice Advocacy Services. I'm here on behalf of Juan Parras, who is the executive director of TEJAS. The issue we're currently focused on is the RMP chemical disaster rule because it had a huge effect on all of our communities, environmental justice communities, strewn along the 16 miles of the Houston Ship Channel. And specifically, what happened in Arkema is directly tied to the RMP chemical disaster rule. The chemical disaster rule reinforces the rights that communities have a right to know. They have a right to know what types of chemical substances that they live next to, what volumes are stored next to them, how to properly evacuate. And they also push and enforce both chemical and oil refineries to assert themselves in the search for new alternative, safer technologies. So if there is a safer alternative to X chemical, it is their duty and their responsibility to find out what that alternative is, and then not only find it, but exercise it. So it focuses on chemical alternatives, on safer technologies, on improved communications between industry entities and community members. Our audiences are the people that we're trying to make sure this information reaches are community members, refinery workers, and public officials alike. We're also hoping that the EPA does keep an open ear. Is the possibility there? Yes, people in the communities can reach out to EPA Region 6, but what we're hoping is really to have the general public understand that this is for their safety, for their security, to reduce emissions, to search for those alternative technologies, and ultimately to reinforce a decision that's already been made. When we're talking about living in a first world nation, in a democracy that's supposed to be working, and we have the living conditions that we do in this city on the east side, where a public park is placed across an acid plant, there is no free will. There's complete control on one side, and powerlessness and hopelessness, or the feelings of that, on the other. Our work is difficult because we need to reassure our communities that hope is not lost, that we can still create change, and that it will happen for them and their children and generations to come. Because at the end of the day, we're struggling to survive.